heating up our clam shelter for chilly nights.
Hey, Guy here. Welcome back to Amore Van. We travel with the four-sided Traveler clam shelter, quick set by Clam. And we like it very much, and it fits well in our van, and it's great for a lot of uses. But we've made one modification that we want to talk to you about today. So the shelter is designed to accommodate as many as 3 of these wind panels. And the wind panels hook to the corners of each of the 3 walls, other than the entrance, right? And they attach with Velcro at the top and at the sides. And they're great, and they block the wind, and they will also block the rain, provided it's coming from that direction. The front of the shelter over here is not normally designed to have a wall. Probably for obvious reasons, you have to be able to get in and out. But during our trips, what we've discovered is that sometimes, of course, you've got your shelter all set up and it's staked in a particular direction. And if it's raining, maybe the rain is coming this way towards the entrance. Or other times, like it is today, it might be a little cold outside and you want to sit outside maybe in the evening, and it's a little too chilly for that. And a campfire isn't always an available solution for that. You might be in a campground where you can't have a fire, or it might be too windy for a fire, or it's too rainy for a fire, and still you don't want to be cooped up in the van. You'd like to be able to sit outside, even if it's a bit of a chilly night. So what we decided to do was go ahead and get a 4th wind panel for our shelter, and use it over the doorway, even though it's not designed for that. So the first thing we had to do was put up these Velcro strips at the top and a couple on the sides here. Why don't we have it down lower on the sides? Because ultimately, as I'll show you, we can't cover the whole entryway, because how are we going to get in and out? So we put these Velcro strips at the top and on the sides, and we got ourselves a 4th wall. That's over here, right? And so now, if it's a little chilly out, or if the rain or wind is coming from this direction, we can go ahead and put up this 4th wall. It clips to those same spots that the others do, right? And then we go ahead and use the existing Velcro that comes on the wall, and we put it on the new Velcro that we've attached to the front. Now at this point, you have a couple of different options, right? One option that we've used sometimes, right, is to go ahead and hook the one corner down at the bottom, and then go ahead and take this corner and bring it all the way up and hook it at the top. And have the opening that way, right? Now we can still reach under, get the zipper or zip from the bottom, and go in and out. But I think what we've discovered is this is not the ideal method of preserving the doorway. And the reason for that is that if it's raining from this direction, what you really want to do most is block the top half, so that any rain that's getting in is coming in low and not reaching you where you're sitting in your chairs and so forth. And also, if what you're trying to do is stay warm inside here, we all know that hot air rises, right? So you want to block as much of the top as you possibly can in order to trap that warm air in there. So what we decide to do instead is to go ahead and fold this in half. Now, rather than fold it this way, right, we're going to fold it under, right? Now, why fold it under? Well, this is Velcroed at the top. That's going to provide some measure of protection from the water coming from the top. If you fold it this way, you're creating a pouch, right? That's going to catch the rain. And this way, now I'm going to take the Velcro now from the outside piece that I folded over. I'm going to go ahead and stick that there. Again, the Velcro from the outside piece. I'm going to go ahead and stick that there. Oh, it's not reaching very well right now. Because I've come over too far on this one. There we go. Create a little more slack. And so now we can still get in and out by lifting, right? But we've covered the whole top half, both to protect against any rain that's coming this way, right? And also to protect the heat that has risen, right? Along those lines, we did one other thing. We want to be able to keep it warm in there when it's a cold night. So we went ahead, we got this little handy heater. In fact, it's called handy heater, right? And this was really the smallest effective portable heater I could find. I'll put a link in the description of the video. And it also has a light, and we'll demonstrate that in a second. And it was also 1200 watts, whereas some of the others were 1500 watts. And obviously power consumption is always an issue, and we're only heating a small space. So I went with the smallest one I could find. And so the idea was that hopefully the combination of 3.5 walls and a small heater plugged into the side of our van would help us keep it warm in there. And last night we tested it for the first time because it was quite chilly last night. And here's a video of how that went. We've got all 3 side walls up, and the wall over the door, as I explained earlier, is on halfway. And we've got the heater plugged in right there. And outside the clam shelter right now, it is a nippy 50 degrees. But if you look over here to this thermometer that we set up here just for this experiment, it is looks like about 69 degrees in here. And so our little modifications have worked. A small space heater inside the clam shelter with 3.5 walls up has it about 19 degrees warmer in here than outside. So we're able to sit out on what is otherwise a chilly night in a campground in which we cannot have a fire. So it all worked. Okay, so as you can see, that worked really well, and it kept it warm inside the tent last night, even though it was really cold outside. And so we were able to sit out there reasonably comfortably. As you might imagine, with the hot air rising, it was a little colder down at our feet than it was up at our heads. But all in all, it made it possible for us to spend some time outside, whereas otherwise we would have had to be in the van because it was too cold to sit outside. In the description of the video, I'm going to put links to several things. First of all, the clam shelter, in case you don't have one of those yet. I'm not going to, however, put a link to precisely the one that we have. We have the 4-sided green Traveler. I'm going to give you a link to the 4-sided brown Traveler. Why is that? Well, for reasons really surpassing understanding, the green Traveler that we bought doesn't have the little flaps on the roof that are designed to fold over the windscreens in order to protect even more from water coming off the roof. I don't know why that is, but it is. The green ones have no flaps and the brown ones do. So I think you want the ones with the little flaps. It's a little extra water protection for you. So the link I'm going to give you is to the brown version of the Kwikset Clam Traveler 4-sided tent. When you click that link and you go to buy the tent, You'll also see below that, Amazon will typically then show you additional links to buy additional windscreens. Often you can buy it with either 2 or 3. So if you want to wind up with 4, buy one that comes with 2 and then order another set of 2. You'll wind up with 4. The other link that I'll put in is the link to that little heater in case you want to try getting that as well. And heating your clam shelter the way we heat ours, or heating whatever little tent you might have, you can give that a try. As always, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Hit the little Amore van icon that you're seeing in the corner right now to subscribe to our channel, and see our past and future videos. We'll see you next time.
We hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you next time here on Amore Van.